Welcome viewers around Australia and the world. This is your Adelaide Footy League BTR Excavations Round 1 Division 1 clash between Payneham Norwood Union and Rostrevor Old Collegians. And today's match day stream brought to you by Archie's Footwear. You have myself, Jack Banwell, and Jad Gosson on commentary today. Jad, how good footy's back?
Yes, of course. Been waiting for this moment all pre-season. Been a long pre-season, but happy to be here and very excited to get back into the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 action here. And a team who got promoted 2 years ago to a team that was promoted last year. It's going to be a good clash.
Not to mention it's a bit of an Eastern Suburbs grudge match between these two. They definitely don't like each other. Years of history in Division 1, strong battles against each other, and I'm sure today's clash will be no different. I'm sure it'll go down to the wire.
Yeah, correct. Of course, both of them from this local area. They probably shared classrooms and shared junior teams with each other, and now they're going to be out there fighting against each other for the 3 points and to really push forward and step foot into the new season in the right way.
Certainly. Payneham go into this season, again coached by Jeremy Cheney, who took them to a prelim last year, and Rostrevor remain the same at the helm with Damien Boots in charge. Today's umpires, Alex Hawhey and Jason Hayes. Ground conditions down there, 21 degrees, bright sunshine here at Payneham Oval, absolutely no wind to speak of. Should be no excuses. Both teams should be ready to hit the ground running. We should see some exciting skills on display.
Yes, very much looking forward to this one. Did a bit of research about the last time these teams met. Of course, it would have been 2 years ago when they were both in Division 2. That was the finals round 2. Payneham beating Rostrevor on that occasion by 2 points. The time before that, in round 12, Rostrevor was the one that actually got the upper hand and beat Payneham by 5 points. And the one before that, in round 3 of that season, Payneham beat Rostrevor by 5 points. So the last 3 times they've versed been 5 points or less. Either way, whoever wins that one was 5 points or less. So definitely, even though it was 2 years ago, they still would have had that in the back of their mind, knowing it's going to be a tough match. I always like to think the new promoted teams want to get off with the new season on the right foot, and Rostrevor are going to be up for this one, I think.
Certainly, we'll get to our sponsors in just a second, but the B grade have just come off Payneham and Rostrevor, with Payneham getting the chocolates there, 83-48. And our 5 live streams of Division 1 all around the competition today are proudly brought to you by, we've got Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, custom by ORTC.
High Five E-Bikes, Dartfish, Archie's, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, and the scoreboard brought to you by Kieran Hiyakatsu. Of course, a very lovely drink. Go out there and grab one of them as you watch the stream today. Certainly
certainly right there, Jad. Just to mention again, today's match day stream is brought to you by Archie's. Arch Support, thongs and slides, so comfy, you'll never take them off. And just another one, Jag Meatworks there. Jad, what's so special about Jag Meatworks today?
Yeah, so this season been given the responsibility, me and Matty Gale, to pick the best goal of the day, the snag of the day, thanks to Jag Meatworks. They win a kilo of sausages. How good is that? So look out for on the stream any goals you think that are worthy of the Jag Meatworks goal of the day. They might be the ones that receive the kilo of meat, and if there's someone you know, make sure they invite you to the barbecue.
Very well said. What have you got on Payneham Norwood Union, Jad?
Yeah, so obviously a very good season last year, the first year back in Division 1, reached the preliminary final, and from there we've actually seen quite a few changes. We were just chatting before we went before we went live about the changes. They have a lot of changes, which is Samuel Morris, Mackenzie Bauer, Isaac Houston, Fraser Greaves, Taj Klenig, and Max Barilla. All of those new players into the squad, and all of them playing in round 1. So it's going to be interesting to see how they gel, see how the chemistry is. They would have had a whole pre-season together, which of course would have been really good for that team bonding, but of course it does take time to gel on the pitch. So we'll see if that affects their early start to this match, how the first quarter plays out. And it's going to be interesting seeing if they can reach those heights of the prelim. Of course, Tommy Javora on Between the Posts predicting the grand final, so we'll make sure you keep him to that one at the end of the year if it doesn't happen.
Lofty standards to live up to down here at Payneham Norwood Union. As for Rostrevor, Minimal this turnover at Rostrevor over the summer, which is good to see from their point of view. 17 players from the grand final side take the field in round 1, so only a handful missing. Out of that handful, though, there's a fair chunk of experience there with their captain. Forgive me if I've said the name wrong. I think it's Daniel McCallum, the captain. He's having the year off, and Stefan Lanzoni takes his place as the captain. So congratulations to him. And a couple of key signings for Rostrevor. Xavier Tramfer, the Norwood Reserves captain from last year, he joins Rostrevor. Darcy Best, Thomas McCormack, and Bo Baldwin also signing. Thomas McCormack was also a late out of the side this morning. Elliot Murata has taken his place. That would have been a little bit of a hole there for Rostrevor. He's kicked a few goals for State Reserves last season, McCormack, but I'm sure there'll be enough to fill the void and make sure that they're competitive today.
Yeah, well said. Of course, coming off the premiership last year, I believe. They were premiers last year in Division 2. Second on the ladder, did well in the finals to just get over the line. It's going to be, good for them. As for Payneham, I forgot to mention they're out. They've actually lost quite a bit of experience, quite a bit of key players. I think you had some stats on that, but I'll go through the names quickly. Hodges is out, Blake Dodson, Jacob Campbell, Thomas Altamore, and Jed Spence, one of my favourite players in the league. He's gone to play in WA already, best on ground in his first game in WA, so definitely a handy, an unfortunate exclusion for them from really good players in that outs.
Yeah, they are some key outs, and these a couple of other players, they're still within the club, but they're just not featuring today. Joey Christanzi, who come on last year, kicked 26 goals, and this is a massive out. I scoured the team sheet multiple times to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me, but Matthew Nunn, absent today. Third in the Keith Sims medal, and 14 times featured in the best players for Payneham Norwood Union last year, coming from Norwood the year prior, and he didn't take him long to settle into Division 1 last year. He proved his worth big time, and that'll be a big loss for them today.
Yeah, I think he went the first 11 games being in the best players, something like that. He went on a crazy hot streak, and it definitely would have been mentioned, I think, from the Rostrevor old collegians in their team talk. You know, they're a bit depleted today. We're the hungry team coming up. They're going to be thinking we'll be easy to beat as a newly promoted team, and I'm sure they'll use that as motivation to try and push forward and push for the win as we see the huddles come together, the final little chats before they go out there, before the season gets underway for 2025 here. Some nervous moments maybe for some of the players out there playing their first game at their new club, but they've got a big crowd support here at Payneham Oval, ready for this one as the players start to take their positions. Rostrevor a little bit longer in the huddle as they about to break and get in their positions.
We'll have to keep an eye on what way the rucks are facing, because we did miss that one. We were too busy talking. That's all right. Congratulations to Tom Wagner and Matt Haynes, who are the new co-captains at Payneham Norwood Union this year as well. Matty and I either stepping aside or just making a little bit of a shuffle up in the leadership group, but he's still playing today, Matty and I, so his experience will still be very valuable for Payneham today. Fraser Greaves, the new signing for Payneham, settles in straight into the first ruck contest, taking over from Jack Hodges, who's left over the summer.
Looks like he's facing to the left, so we'll keep an eye on that. But Rostrevor now making their way into positions, and there's a bit of a hush goes around the oval in anticipation, waiting for the umpire to lift the ball up. And he does so now over the jack with the first bounce.
Let's get excited, Jad. We've been waiting for this for 6 months. Payneham versus Rostrevor. Butterworth and Greaves in the ruck. Great tackle in there by Boffer. Young under 17 last year, come in, immediate impact. Payneham go forward. Wagner very clean. Payneham go deep, inside 50. Viney couldn't quite. Catalano. And that is out on the full. Promising signs, Payneham, in the opening stages. Let's see what type of game style Rostrevor will introduce to Div 1 this season. Early rush behind. Runs his full measure, clears from defence. Brad McKenzie in spot A1. Great tackle, Giannini. Rostrevor off hand. Big tackle. almost like a rugby tackle there by Taj Rahui. That's something we come accustomed to last year. Not afraid to throw his weight around. Greaves, Butterworth, clean tap down, all on his own. Quick handball out. Good handball, McKenzie, just tracking that one to the line. About 60 from home for Payneham Norwood Union.
Good start from Payneham, getting the ball forward early, but the defence holds up. And now the ball's back in play. Again, the Rocks go at it. They're going to be at it all afternoon. Finding its way to the midfielder who gets wrapped up. It's going to be the umpire's ball. For a repeat stoppage now. BTR excavations bring us this league, as well as the umpires. You see them on the front of their shirts today. Payneham going backwards to go forwards. Does well to shrug off the tackle. Long kick down the line. The third man comes up. Nice in-step mark. Does well and immediately scans the pitch, trying to progress quickly. Didn't quite see what he wanted. So he takes his time now and goes back the other way. Another pack forming here. Nice work in front of the pack to take the ball cleanly. And now looking to go up the field. Big kick by Wharton. Over the top, trying to find their attackers. The ball bounces and now the small forwards go at it with some pressure. It goes out the full. It's going to be a throw in just inside the 50 metres for Rostrevor.
Rostrevor's big blokes look nice and mobile.
Yeah.
Let's see what they can do. That's Kemp in the ruck. Coming in hard. Good tackle by Kemp. Morris, head over it. Won the high free. New recruit from Norwood. The Red Legs last year. Interested to see he's got the glove on the left hand.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's an off-season injury. Misses the kick there. Well picked up. He'll get it again, Morris. That's a nice dish. McKenzie's got time and space. And a nice kick inboard. Rahui's got a handball on. Misses that one. Opts to kick. He's got a man on inboard. That's nice. Who can they find inside 50? Giannini rewarded. Wagner missed with that kick. Kept it in front. This should go out of bounds, and does. Nice passage of play there, Sam Morris. The
Very
architect
nice,
there.
Yeah, very nice. And Taj Rahui with a beautiful kick to the corridor. Found a man free in the corridor, which is always dangerous for the opposition. Good work, a good kick of the ball. Always putting the pressure on. The ball comes in now on the far side. It's a big pack of players forming, a big scrum just forming on top of the ball, and the umpire says you have to come in and sort it out. The Ruckman go at it again. Nice tap down by Greaves. Shoves off the tackle, though, is the Rostrevor. Finding Butterworth. Again, the big man getting involved. And now the long kick down the line. They have a spare man back there. They give away a free kick instead.
Out. If he can turn.
I think it's going to be a free kick for Payneham.
Payneham free.
Yeah, unlucky for them. Just thought they had the spare man forward who they could get it to, but it's going to come back. And Payneham are the ones now going to try and counter-attack. They have a bit of a switch on if they want to go there. They have Haynes free. Instead, they go long down the line again. Can they take a mark here? Nicely done. Read the play well. Used his body. Just drops it at the last second, unfortunately for him. It's going to be another ball up on the far side. Butterworth this time with a tap. Finds his midfielder nice. Does a bit of a don't argue. And now a long kick. A bit of a one-on-one, which is pretty good for the Rocks, I'd say. Holding again. And so now this time it goes to Rostrevor. Now they flood back. Or they flood forward, I should say, to try and get into the attack and trying to get on the end of this one. Nice kick to a bit of a 2-on-1. Takes the mark nicely. Charles Kemp on the far side. It's going to line up from about 50 metres out by the time he kicks it. Bit of an angle, but if he's a right footer, shouldn't be too bad. They did well to find that 2-on-1. Looking to get their first score of the afternoon. Kemp now coming in. All the big players on the line in case he doesn't make the distance, but he makes the distance nicely, just to the right, unfortunately for them. Their first score on the Kieran Payoketsu scoreboard. It's just 1 point apiece, one behind all here at Payneham Oval for round 1 of the Adelaide Footy League.
Brad McKenzie, bring this one back inboard for Payneham. Goes boundary side, hugs the boundary line, finds his man. Mac Haynes now. Kicks long down the line, Catalano, 2-on-1. Did well to keep it in front. Wagner coming through. That should be rushed out of bounds, and is. In a flash there, 60 from home, so that's a good result for Payneham. Such a weapon from defence, Brad McKenzie with his left boot. He can find an option that very few can find. See how Greaves goes against Butterworth. Butterworth's been pretty influential early. Does well there, Greaves. Nice tap down to Sam Morris. Kick inside 50, Wagner. Great spoil. Where are the Payneham small forwards? There's a few tackling. Didn't quite dispossess that one. And it's all wrapped up. About 45 from home. Paynham's goal.
KG start early. Butterworth again flies almost by himself in that occasion. Couldn't make the most of it though, and again it's just a bit of a rough. It's going to be a free kick, yeah.
Stiff.
Just saw a whole bunch of bodies jumping on top of it. It's going to be called holding the ball, and Rostrevor now have the chance to take it out of the defence.
Danger.
Shoot just couldn't take the mark, and now the pressure comes from Payneham, who turned it over, trying to find the man free in the goal square, just overshoots the kick, and now he has some work to do. And the kick towards the middle of the 50 again just doesn't quite find the target as good as he would have hoped. Now he's going to be wrapped up, and that could be holding the ball. Not this time. So again, Payneham just needed to be a little bit cleaner going inside 50 there. They could have had an easy shot at goal. Not to be. They'll work on that. Butterworth again using his strength well. And now the high tackle comes in, and it's going to be for Elliot Murata, the late in, coming in and getting that free kick. The kick backwards though, however, just falls short. Puts his teammate under pressure, who just has to boot it forward, not to anyone in particular. But a nice little ruck work, nice little tap by Butterworth to find his teammates over the top, looking for the mark. Beautifully done by Bradworth. Read the play, read the ball well in the air. Plays on quickly, looking for someone who's available. Finds it nicely. And Murata, who won the free kick, now plays on again and finds just someone a little bit closer to goal, but a bit of a more tighter angle. Good teamwork there, knows his capabilities. Maybe didn't think he could make the distance from there, but well, good running from Murata. Wins the free kick down the other side of the field and pops up in the 50 to take an uncontested mark and set up his teammate.
I'll tell you what, if this goes through, Rostrevor have dodged a bullet. 2 times they've switched it in their defensive 50 and fumbled the kick. This will be a dagger.
This will be the one the coach talks about at quarter time if it goes through. And it does just that. The first goal in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 for 2025 for Rostrevor. And the first goal of this game as well. 0-1-1 plays 1-1-7. The first goal going the way of Rostrevor. Don't know if you saw who that was, the player.
No, I didn't catch a number.
Still a very good effort there from about 40 metres, 35 metres out. Bit of an angle, but slots it nicely. And yeah, as you mentioned, dodged a bullet on the other end and find a way to get a goal.
Certainly didn't go unpunished. Didn't go punished, sorry, those 2 turnovers, or nearly turnovers inside their defensive 50. So that's a bonus for Rostrevor. What have Payneham got here? 9 minutes gone. Quick hands, Murata slips over, gets his feet back, gets a handball out, kick inside 50. Who's there? And someone's marked at Lanzoni. From nowhere, that was just an absolute pie. And he's latched onto it.
No, 22. Darcy Best with that last goal just went back on the stream and looked at the instant replay.
The Dartfish replay.
That's it. Filming footy. Go back on the stream if you missed something. So
in comes Lanzoni. 30 goals last year. New captain. Doesn't make the distance. Who can mark? No one. It's off hands. Should be rushed out of bounds and is. Can Rostrevor keep this inside their forward 50 for a period of time? Build up some pressure. There's 4 people wanting to ruck this one. Greaves and Kemp now. Kemp pushes his man out of it. It's bobbling around. Hat kick. It's through. Denistriansky. Hope I've pronounced that right. He's kicked their second. And Rostrevor take a 2-goal lead. 11 minutes gone. Something out of nothing there, Jad. Just bit of rush type football. Get it forward and it falls to a foot and it's gone through.
That's it. And yeah, good ruck work there from Kemp, who is not your traditional ruckman, but he did well with Diansky. I shouldn't even tried it, but as you mentioned, I think you pronounced it well. He just did well to find the ball over the top, and small forward play kicks it truly off to a hot start here with Rostrevor. So 13 plays 1, the away team in front as we go back into the middle. That time a huge fly and good tap there by Sanzo, helping out in the ruck. They go forward again, Rostrevor. Nicely picked up by Kemp. Handball doesn't quite find his teammate, but it's going to be Payneham now looking to counter-attack, if you would. They go up the field, but nicely cut off. Just couldn't take the mark, but they have the numbers. Again, helping out is Wakeland. And a big tackle. It's going to be tripping. Not happy, the home crowd, with that one. They thought it was holding the ball. Next minute, it's going to be tripping. As they look to progress. Drew Bradford, he's been busy early. Does well to find the goal kicker. And now, again to Wakeland. Wakeland with a big kick from outside 50. Great kick over to the full forward. Just couldn't take the mark there with Stefich, but he keeps pushing and he makes sure to win the stoppage. Deep in the goal square for Rostrevor, who've done all the attacking in the last 8 minutes, I'd say. Goes up quickly, trying to find a quick snap goal like earlier. They do now have the snap. On the full. Yeah, on the full. I thought it bounced before the line, but not to be. It's going to be a bit of a let-off for Payneham, who this time don't concede on the scoreboard, and they have the ball deep in their defence.
Something out of nothing there. If that went through, that would have been a great call as well by you, Jad. It's with Durack now, deep in defence. He says, get it out of my area and take a mark, Tom Wagner. Couldn't quite. Off hands, bobbling around. Morris, been busy early. And he got dumped after he kicked it. And the home fans let him know about it. A little bit of argy there. Wakeland getting involved. Viney says, let's play footy, boys. He goes deep in 50. Catalano, he'll get there. Lays a tackle. Bounces out. They've got time to steady and find a mark, and they do. That was nice there by DiMatteis to find his teammate. He goes straight up the guts.
Oh.
If they can get a handball, they might be through, but they're held up well. They have to go wide to the wing with Boxer. He's got one inside. He just chips it over the top. Damon Stepic. Lanzoni's just wandered into the 50 all on his own, but it's not going to get there because it's turned over. Good mark there by Max Wagner, chopping that one off. Has nowhere to switch. Has to go down the line. Matty Nyes wandered into the hole. Missed him. Viney, good pick up. Missed the handball. Rostrevor clear. And that's a strong mark in front of Wagner. Looks like Boxer over on that far side. He's got one-on-ones deep. Stepic in the hole. Good spoil. Durack off hands. Couldn't quite pick that one up. Mackenzie lays a nice tackle to repel any sort of scoring shot opportunity. About 25 from home.
They go at it now. And the clearance comes from Payneham. They have someone there to mark it. Not quite, just falls in front of them. And the numbers there are now with Rostrevor, who look for a bit of a switch, looking to get it back inside the 50. They have a player free if they find him. Goes straight there. Nicely taken. And now the kick comes to the inside the 50. Touch play on, free kick to Payneham.
Just nudged him unfairly, according to the umpire.
Illegally took him out of the marking contest.
Just noticing, Jad, yeah. Wagner's gone behind the ball. Obviously played a lot up forward last year, maybe just trying to squash some of this momentum that Rostrevor have clearly got because it's been intercepted again.
Yeah, good spot.
Oh, Darcy Best.
Keep an eye on that one. As Best, the goal kicker finds the other goal kicker, Denis Triansky. He looks up the field. He's looking for an option. Finds something he likes. Quick kick. Not quite. Big pack forming there. And now Payneham look to take it out of their defence with a bit of a chip kick. And they do find Bauer up the field. He goes. Actually, he goes a bit sideways first. Nothing quite down the line for him. So he just has to go back to where it came from to Bauer, who's only about 20 metres in front of where he was earlier. And good work by Rostrevor. They did well to run back and set up behind the ball strongly to not let Payneham get forward with much ease at all. They have an option long. They go there. Can they find a mark? Two of them go for the same ball for Rostrevor and just couldn't mark it. But they do find a way to progress through the middle of the ground with their quick kick. They try and spin around here with a handball. He finds his way free. Free kick for a throw. And a 50 for kicking it after. Maybe a little bit harsh, that one. 25 metres, I should say, not 50. They find their way into the middle of the ground, Payneham now. And this is the most forward they've had the ball with their possession in a while, in my opinion.
Probably a fair assessment there, the last 5 or 6 minutes. It's been all Rostrevor. 17 minutes gone. First quarter of the Division 1 Adelaide Footy League. Comes across to Greaves. He looks a nice type. Goes to the junction. Viney, what can he do? He brings it to ground. That's a good result. Can he find a chest? Bauer. He's got a good turn of pace. Can he get front posse? He keeps his feet, does well. Does he earn a free kick? Not quite. The umpire says, I'll have it. About 10 metres from Payneham's goal. Tap backwards to a lively position. Got their hands up, they want something. Bobbles out. Should get rushed over the line and does. Be another stoppage. Payneham just trying to set up that spare behind the ball and try and keep this locked inside their forward 50 for at least a few minutes. Or better yet, hopefully they can get a goal. Should find that spare. There's one there. Wagner now, the max variety. Goes long. Is there a mark? Wagner. Oh, off hands. Through for. What are they? Boundary throwing. Another stoppage deep inside Payneham's 50.
Yeah, Payneham went a long way back to go back into the 50. They went outside the 50, then back in. A lot of balls around this one. Almost 90% of the players inside the 50 of Payneham's attack. Now the kick comes with the snap. He gets it. No, he doesn't get it. I thought he got it. The crowd thought he got it. But the umpire, of course, in a better position there for a behind. He really wanted the Jag Meatworks goal of the day. That probably would have been up there for getting the kilo of sausages. But not to be, only one behind. So still goalless, Payneham. 19 and a half minutes played in this first quarter. I think not many people around the ground would have believed you if you said that at the start of the match. Only 2 goals to Rostrevor, so a bit of a low scoring one so far, but still looking for their first goal. They've done well to take a good mark there.
That was a nice mark by Kemp.
Kemp, yeah, he's been good early. Of course, we have the Archies for the best player, as well as a $50 Gully voucher for the Gully Hotel up in Teatree Gully. A new prize for the best on ground. Up forwards now towards the 50-metre line. They lose the... I'm impressed with Rostrevor in that occasion. They don't get the mark, but as soon as the ball hits the ground, a strong tackle doesn't let Payneham get possession up the field. And now they have an opportunity from a stoppage to go forward. And they create their own luck. It's going to be a free kick, Payneham. Tackled him without it. It's going to be the new captain, Lanzoni, to bring it into the 50. Straight to the top of the goal square. Who's going to fly for this one? In front, just couldn't take the mark. And now it's going to be a bit of a scramble to try and get any kick they can. Again, it's another stoppage. About 25 metres out from the goal. They got a goal from a stoppage earlier. See if they can do it again. The Rock takes it out. The contest, looking for the kick, again gets wrapped up. It's going to be another stoppage. And another ball up. Again, a lot of numbers around this contest. As the ball goes back up. Again, a lot of tackles flying in. Payneham do well to handball it out, but only as far as a Rostrevor player, and it's going to be another stoppage. Another ball up.
Bit of a scrappy one to start the season,
yeah,
as you probably would expect, dusting off the cobwebs.
3 in a row inside that 50 metres. It could definitely be more with so many players around the ball. The umpire instead finds a free kick holding the ball, and Payneham can now relieve the pressure with that free kick. They'll be glad that they survived 3 stoppages in a row, and now it's going to come out to the number 1, Isaac Houston, who goes long down the line. They have a player there for a mark. If he can take it, just could not complete the mark. But he has teammates there who can help him out. But again, just a big punch from the Rostrevor. They've been good in defence, Rostrevor. Very solid, just doing the basics right, and causes them to just keep getting good things on their way.
Can they snag a late one before the quarter-time siren? That's the magic question at the moment, with ball in hand. Payneham look well set up behind the ball, forced to go long down the line. Good spoil. Plenty of numbers around it, as it has been the whole first quarter, but they work this well through hands. To a one-on-one. Viney keeps front spot, does well to bring it to ground. Rahui, nice collect. Bauer around it, and it's going to be another ball up. It's the stats men for both teams are counting stoppages. The pen's going to be busy. Butterworth wins this tap down. Should be pushed over the line, and it is.
Yeah, it's been a bit scrappy early. As you said, we kind of expected that in round 1. And as well with the both teams with some new players just finding their chemistry together. But yeah, been solid defence from Rostrevor so far. Haven't conceded a goal yet. And just doing the basics right. And not afraid to go out. Oh, it's a free kick.
I think the umpires maybe found holding the ball there. And there's a bit of
push and shoving.
Bit of push and shove.
Don't give away the 25.
Looks like it's Bauer. It is Bauer. This will do his confidence the world of good. Won a free kick. He certainly knows where the goals are. 89 across the last 2 seasons.
Wow.
For Border Districts in the Narrow Court Footy League. Absolutely no wind to speak of. Should have the journey. In he comes from right on 50. And he's just pushed it to the near side. So 3 plays 13, 10 points to the margin. 24 minutes gone. Can't be long till quarter time.
Another behind there, but it was a very tricky shot. Probably about 50 metres out. Bit of a very tight angle as well, but credit to Rostrevor's defence. They haven't let him get the ball in easy positions. Wagner does well, though, to cut off the kick in. The new co-captain for this year, Wagner, he also knows how to find the goals. 32 goals last season. Looks like he might be thinking about having a shot, or he might be faking it for the pass. He comes in with a big kick from outside 50, over the top of everyone. That's how you get your first goal for the season, and that's how you put your stamp on with a captain's goal early. Seemed to be about 50, 60 metres out. Played on just slightly so he can improve the distance, and just whacked it with his left foot straight through the middle. Could be up there for the Jag Meatworks snag of the day. 139 plays 2-1-13 on the Kieran Hiakatsu scoreboard. And yeah, that's one way to get a goal.
Certainly.
A much needed goal.
He said, don't worry about it, boys. Jump on me back. I'll get us started. 4 points to the margin. Been a tight first quarter. Siren can't be too far away. Giannini lays a tackle. Comes out. Butterworth. About 5 people sit on Anthony Giannini. And it'll be another ball up. Greaves, no one wins it that time. Morris, nice hands. McKenzie, he's found an open man. Can they find a mark? It's deep, it's long. Catalano couldn't quite. Rostrevor have a few to repel, and they find a mark. It's Connor Butcher. Dare say they'll just take the sting out of this first quarter. There's a bit of argy-bargy behind the ball here. Boxer. Durack. And I think the umpire says, just go to your huddles, lads. This is the local derby, so we expected a bit of fireworks in this game, and it's provided early.
Definitely some passion out there, yeah. But interesting first quarter.
Very entertaining. Bit scrappy, but entertaining.
Yep.
The scores are 1 goals 3, Payneham 9, trailing by 4 points, 2 goals 1, 13, Rostrevor. Wagner kicking the opening goal for Payneham at the 24-minute mark. The only one for Payneham, and Best and Dinistriansky with 1 apiece for Rostrevor. Quarter time here at Payneham Oval between Payneham and Rostrevor. The home side trailing by 4 points in a low scoring. Bit of a scrappy first quarter, as you'd probably expect for round 1 of the new season. But plenty to like about both sides. Rostrevor certainly proving already, I think, that they're going to be no mugs in Div 1. They've been more than competitive. They've got some nice players all around the ground. Payneham having a few new players in the side compared to last year, just finding their feet, trying to gel a little bit, probably especially forward of centre. But I think they'll sort that out as the game goes on. Hopefully it opens up a little bit more and we see some more goals. Just to recap those goals, Wagner with 1 for the home side and Best and Dinistriansky with 1 apiece. Our 5 live streams of Division 1 today are proudly brought to you by Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Archie's, which is this match day stream sponsor, so thank you to Archie's. arch support thongs and slides so comfy you'll never take them off.
Custom by ORTC, High Five e-bikes, Data Fish, Jag Meatworks and Kimberley Resorts. Of course, the best player gets a pair of Archies and as we mentioned, the Gully voucher, but the best player for the whole season gets a High Five e-bike, which is a pretty good prize.
I think so. I think it's worth about $2,000. I think one of those e-bikes. So players wanting to put their best foot forward and impress us commentators. We're the ones who are putting in the votes, and at the end of the year they'll get tallied up.
Yeah, some great sponsors this year, and thanks for all of them for their support. Again, Rostrevor in the huddle a little bit longer than Payneham. Interesting to see. But I think the coach of Rostrevor, Damien Boots, won't be too upset with that first quarter. Very, very good effort from them. Had some skills going forward. Had some shots from some more better situations than Payneham, I'd say. And because of that, they have the lead, but only a slight 4-point margin going into the second quarter.
We saw Wagner late go behind the ball, and he's resumed his normal position in the forward line for Payneham. Greaves has been good in the ruck, new signing for Payneham, filling the hole of Jack Hodges that has left. Against Butterworth. Butterworth certainly looks like he's going to be one of the better big men in Division 1 this year as well, I think. I've liked the way he gets around the ground.
Yeah, I watched him last year. I did a Division 2 game once last year, and he was very good for them. As well as Wharton, we haven't seen too much of him in the first quarter. He did a few nice things. Look out for him to explode. He was best on ground when I watched him last time.
Certainly, I like that. Number 18 for Rostrevor. Keep your eyes peeled.
There he is.
Speaking of, he gets the clearance. Tramfer. The new signing goes long inside Rostrevor 50. Wakeland couldn't quite. Good tackle, good pressure there by Rostrevor. Wakeland loves throwing his weight around from what I've seen early doors. But he slips the tackle a bit higher there and gives away the free. Payneham just goes short. Mac Haynes. The kicker earns a handball back. Long one, missed his target. I think the umpire's found a free. It's a free to Crawford Sanderson. He looks inboard. He's got Greaves if he chooses. He goes short down the line. Rahui. He's got a one-on-one deep if he can get there. Doesn't quite. Viney presents, and it's been chopped off. Tramfer now. Gets a nice handball. Big tackle, Rahui. Umpire not rewarding. Kemp head over it. Another tackle by Rahui. Gets shoveled out. Wharton. Ball up. Butterworth wins this one down. Plenty of bodies around the stoppage, similar to the first quarter. That's a nice tackle there by Baldwin. And another stoppage.
Wharton getting involved early, as well as a new signing transfer. Haven't seen too much of him, but they do give away the free kick now. Butterworth with a massive kick inside the forward line. Trying to find a teammate. They have a few small forwards putting the pressure on. Payneham do well to clean it up quite nicely. But the pressure comes and they do well to break through that tackle and go long down the line, but to no one in particular, and it's cut off.
Dangerous.
But nicely smothered there, and the pressure of Rahui's been up and about. He would have the highest pressure rating of anyone on the field right now, and he gets rewarded for that with some hard running, and Rahui again getting involved. Has the chance to go inside the forward 50. This kick's coming.
Straight to Butterworth.
Pack of players, Butterworth were there, as well as a big punch from behind and transfer with his skills to Wharton. And now Wharton wants it back. Nearly gets wrapped up, trying to spin out of trouble, nearly span it into trouble instead of out of it. And now they have a chance if they want down the line. Goes there eventually, but maybe a little bit too late. They have a lead up forward.
Nice mark.
Does well, strong mark on the far side. Plays on quickly. And again, this is the leading patterns has been working so far for Rostrevor, who again look for a lead. Trying to take the mark, nicely grabbed there by Lanzoni.
Cool play on.
Not quite play on. I thought it was a mark from here. The umpire much closer than we are. Says play on. It's going to be a stoppage though, which they'll take. They would have hoped for a mark there, but they did well to just keep it in their forward line. They set up behind the ball to try and stop any quick kicks out from Payneham. Butterworth again wins the tap. The kick comes now from Payneham, but Rahui again is involved. Bit of a 2-on-1, but nice tackle there by Butcher, who chops him down and takes the stoppage here for just outside the 50-metre line. Again, Butterworth finding Wharton, who's trying to dance out of trouble. It's going to be a bit of a trip. He's not happy with it, but he does get a free kick, so should go back, kick this one inside the forward line. Again with a lead from Stepic. Instead he goes for it by himself on the line. No mark taken and rush behind for a point. Nearly 4 minutes played in this second quarter. And Wharton's been busy.
He's been certainly busy. He heard the call from you there, Jad. Get your raffle tickets here at Payneham Norwood Union. Mackenzie to bring this one in. Crawford Sanderson couldn't quite. Tramfer squares it up and finds an open man. That's well worked.
Great kick by Tramfer there. Almost getting pushed off balance as he kicked it and just found the target.
Certainly, and he found his man in Bradford, who will go back, slide angle, kick from about 35. Steady approach and straight through. 11 points now, and Rostrevor strike first in the second quarter. Tends to happen sometimes with the kick-ins. If the first kick doesn't quite find its target and it spills down, there's players free everywhere if the defence isn't quite set. And Tramfer's skills there on display. He found his man.
Yeah, well called, and Bradford did well. He's been busy as well in the first quarter. Popped up in the right position there and transfer off balance with a beautiful kick straight to him. Through the middle now with the throw up in the middle, and then again transfer getting involved with getting tackled. It's going to be a repeat throw by the umpire just to the side of the centre circle. Transfer involved again, just couldn't pick it up. Again, a lot of congestion, a lot of numbers. Again, the umpire's going to have to sort them out. Both midfields not wanting to give up this clearance. A few taps in a row. Again, no one can get it quite so cleanly. The ball's still on the ground. Wants a free kick, the Payneham player there. Says he didn't really have possession when he got tackled. Sanzo, I believe. Butterworth with a tap. The two ruckmen just grabbing each other. Now Wharton gets involved again. Finding Shoot, who goes up the field to another leading player there. Stepic. Luka Stepic with a beautiful lead and a strong mark right in front of the defence there. Says he's gone for goal. Straight away points towards the goals, and Stepic from about 45 metres. It's hard to see where the line is back there, but it's going to be a massive kick. Quite a tight angle. 41 goals last year in Division 2. He comes in now with a deliberate kick. He gets it as well. Bit of work to do for the umpire, but in the end it's straight through the middle, and it's going to be another goal for Rostrevor. 2 in a row in this quarter. His teammates go around him, they're happy with that one. And again, just reward for a little bit of a cleaner style of football at the moment. They've been a bit more cleaner with their handballs, finding teammates who are in better positions, and gets rewarded with a huge mark from their full forward. 1-3-9 plays 4-2-26 on the Kieran Hayakesi scoreboard. 7.5 minutes played. And yeah, a big start for Rostrevor, Jack.
Yeah, you're certainly right. They're being cleaner, but they're also just getting first hands to it. And again, here with Wharton, clean, gets it to shoot. Kick was smothered though. In pursuit is Dinistriansky. Crawford Sanderson was there first though. Finds its way to Mackenzie. And that's a nice mark by Isaac Hewson. He's got a couple of one-on-ones deep inside 50. Doesn't just want to bomb it though. Butterworth getting in the hole. He has to go there now. He's forced there. Wagner gets rid of his opponent. Couldn't quite mark. Who's in front position? Bowler goes through his legs. Butcher.
Oh.
And as you can do in the Adelaide Footy League, smartly rushes that one through for a minor. Let's see if Payneham can lock this one in their forward 50. He goes straight down the guts. Wakeland, good spoil there by Wagner. That'll be a good matchup. Look forward to see how that develops over the game. Max Wagner, of course, the defender on Wakeland, missed 2024 due to injury, so it's good to see him back. Butterworth wins that one down. Murata couldn't quite. Murata gets the kick forward now. Wakeland in front position, couldn't quite take it. Good tackle by Bradford, the goal scorer, first goal scorer of this second quarter. The umpire will have it for a ball up. Greaves wins this one down. Giannini, clever tap. They're through the centre of the field. Catalano couldn't quite get that one to ground. And a good tackle, good mark there by Thomas O'Malley. And he clears, and they are away. 2 bounces on that outer wing. Has Wakeland and Wagner. Couldn't quite find Wakeland. Good pick up there by his small forward. And Wagner equally met him with a good tackle. It'll be a ball up out. Right on the 50, right in the junction on that far side for Payneham Norwood Union. Rostrevor, sorry.
Now Rostrevor with a quick kick forward. Bounces off someone's back. Nearly out there for a boundary throw, and in the end it is now out on the full, hits the tree on the way down on the far side here at Payneham Oval. Probably could have just kept it out to be a boundary throw, and instead a long kick now through Rostrevor just goes out. It's going to be a boundary throw this time. Could have probably afforded to give away a boundary throw in about 50 metres out. Instead they give away the out on the full with a quick kick forward to nobody, and now they do get the boundary throw in, but really deep in their defence do Payneham. As Rostrevor look for another goal in this quarter. The ball just bobbling around. It's going to be a high tackle. Front on, straight on the head, and it's going to be a bit of a relieving the pressure kick here from Payneham if they can get out here. They find a mark, still deep in their defence, still a bit of work to do to get out of this spot. Had an option there in Haynes. Instead, just chips it forward, just in front of Haynes. To Eli Roberts. It goes long now. Over the top. Good mark. That's what they needed. By Barilla. Much needed mark on the wing, and now they can try and go forward in their own respects. Again, a strong mark. 2 in a row. That certainly helps your efforts to finding a goal. Bauer with that mark, and now he goes forward. In the middle of a couple of red and black shirts, just couldn't take the mark. Great effort, but it's going to be Rostrevor to try and kick out of this one. They find Denis Triansky, decides to go back, probably smart, and they find a mark now on their, outside their own defence to try and progress up the field.
Shoot now, forced to go down the line. Lanzoni couldn't quite. He got in the good spot though. He crumbs his own ball and he's set upon straight away. It'll be a ball up. He'd be slightly frustrated with that one. He was in the right spot, did all the right things, just couldn't quite hold the mark. Bauer to take the ruck for Payneham now. Butterworth wins it down. Done a couple of nice things, Bauer. Took that mark just in front of us here and took a nice mark and had the shot on goal in the first quarter. Hopefully he can get on the end of the couple as the day progresses. Takes the ruck again. Greaves must be having a rest. Strong tackle. I think that was on Giannini. He's brought to ground. Bauer wins it down, follows up his own ball, provides good pressure, but Rostrevor clear. Boxer in pursuit. Oh, well done. Eli Roberts, hat kick though. Right on centre wing. It's been intercepted. They've got someone on the inside that they like, but it's I don't know what he's seen there. There's absolutely nobody there. He must have saw Tommy Wagner, and his kick's not his best, and it's straight to Butterworth. They've got the switch on, and he goes there. Darcy Best takes a nice mark. He's got a couple of options. Goes straight down the middle. It's with Butcher. Like the way their forward lines work so far. It's nice and wide open. Tramfer! Couldn't quite. Had a nice little sit there on Matt Haynes, but it's gone out for a boundary throw-in. Oh, down in front of us here, Butterworth's upset. He's sprinted for a rest and he's been told to get back out there.
Always a big effort for the ruckman.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. As the bowling comes in now inside the 50 for Rostrevor. Looking for a quick kick if they can. Payneham are under pressure. Just has to rush the kick to anyone. Nicely picked up, however, and they are out here with a massive kick. Can they take a mark here? Just couldn't get his hands to it as they look to go forward in their own respect. Kicked forward now by Kemp. He's been good. Payneham have numbers back there. Just trying to take a bit of a relieving mark, but it just doesn't find their targets when they need it to, and they're still under pressure here. He does well with the outside the foot, but kicks it to no one in particular, and you can hear the frustrations of the Payneham fans just giving away to the opposition, the ball away to the opposition a bit too easily. We'll see if they can do better now as they get the possession back. Trying to take the tackle on, does well to shove that one out the way, and has to find his teammates just to try and find a relieving mark. This time they find it. It's on the outside far wing. Crawford Sanderson, I believe, number 4. Now chips it in. But again, just doing those 1%ers a little bit better. Rostrevor, they don't let the easy marks on the wing. Creates a stoppage situation instead, right in front of the old scoreboard there. Payneham will be looking for one quick kick to Wagner or one of their key forwards. But Rostrevor, don't let it out easy. It's going to be another stoppage. The ball goes up, nobody wants it. Bounces before it touches anyone. As Rostrevor find its way to the boundary line. Beautiful day for footy here. Not too many clouds in the sky. Couldn't ask for much more. More of these days before we go into the winter months of footy, please, would be great. As we have a great contest on our hands for the BTI Excavations Division 1 football. Thanks to Archie's and Filming Footy, where you'd be watching this stream on.
Bauer and Wakeland competed in a few ruck contests this afternoon. It's been very scrappy football. In pursuit of that one's Kemp. Gets a kick as he was tackled. Wagner. They get a handball out now. Mackenzie, he should find a target. And he does. Ansel on that far wing. Looks inside. Doesn't quite have the option he'd like. Goes short down the line. And is that a free or is it spoiled? Must have been a fair spoil. Viney just looked to hold his head for a slight second there, but as we've come accustomed to, it's another boundary throw-in. Can either team generate some clean ball out of this stoppage? Bauer just grabs that one out of the ruck. Wakeland gets his arms free, and he didn't dispose of it correctly. That's holding the ball. Sam Morris, he's been really good in his first game for Payneham Norwood Union. He's coming across from the Redlegs. Wakeland in the hole. That's what you want to see from your big man. He takes a nice intercepting mark.
He's been good as well this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. Yet to get on the scoreboard. He kicked a few goals last year. They've worked this well now, Rostrevor. And he's been dumped after he kicked it. So Tramfer's going to win a free downfield. There's plenty of blokes screaming for it. Can he find a one-on-one? Kemp goes in that direction. Can he fly? He does. Spoiled though, off hands. Well smothered. That's by Butcher, and that one goes out of bounds. So right on the junction, Rostrevor have done well to keep this inside their half. Certainly what you want to see from your smalls is that forward type pressure. A nice smother to bring that out of bounds. They get a chance to attack again. They've done all the attacking in this second quarter. Morris Greaves now. Nice little kick. Don't think it was meant for Rahui, but it finds him. Bauer goes long, but there's a man in the hole and it should find him. Wagner does well to bring that to ground. They've got one out if they can get it. Catalano. Giannini. Catalano, head over it. Rostrevor do well to get bodies around and force another stoppage, but it's 40 from home now for Payneham. Rahui, he'll lay a tackle. Butcher tried the don't argue, but there's no getting out of a Rahui tackle. And it'll go up from once it came. Butterworth taps it straight to Wagner. Gets a handball out. Ansell, he's a nice left footer, gets a snap over. But it's going to bounce out of bounds, and that'll be a last touch inbound now for Rostrevor, and it's with Dimateis. Just ticking into red time in this second quarter.
Yeah, a few small opportunities there for Payneham. Just again, couldn't be clean enough to find a way to progress to the goals. They're trying to lock them in their 50 now, but nice mark on the far side by Kemp again getting involved. They can go backwards if they want for a bit of a switch. Instead, he goes up the field. Nicely done. Just finding marks on the wing, very important, and they're finding them with ease at the moment. Rostrevor, this time they go to a 2-on-1 situation, but they're at the back, as you mentioned. Now they have a chance to have a shot. Transfer, I believe, with the left foot. Maybe rushed it a little bit. He could have kept running another 15 metres, I think, if he wanted to, but he had the kick and misses. So another behind in this match. The scoreboard keeps ticking over for Rostrevor. Not the goal this time, but they've kicked 2 goals this quarter, and Payneham still yet to get on the scoreboard in terms of a goal sense.
That was the first score for 10 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, there's been a lot of scrappiness in the middle of the field, a lot of stoppages. They have a chance now, Payneham, just to bring it out of their defence. They have numbers, and because of that, they get a mark. It's Wagner. Again, he's been trying hard. He's been busy, the captain of this Payneham team. Finds his teammate, Intaj Klenig. He goes long, but again, to no one in particular, just kicking it forward, hoping for something to happen. And the Rostrevor defence is far too good for that kind of tactic. And because of that, they take a mark, they switch it, and just like that, they're already 70, 80 metres from their goal, I would say, as they kicked it forward. They get a stoppage now. From the inside to 50 to nearing the 50 metres of the other team. Nearly 22 minutes played here at Payneham Oval. As we near the half-time siren. Won't be too much time extra play on, I'd say. The stoppages have been plentiful, but not too many goals to speak of. Holding the ball. Ball called by the umpire. And it's going to be Payneham now who look to get a goal, a much-needed goal if they can find a way forward. Instead, they do go backwards. Few groans from the Payneham home faithful as he goes back and doesn't have much plan on what to do after the backwards happen. Usually if they go backwards there's a switch on or there's something in mind, but on one occasion they went backwards and just got stuck 20 metres further from goal than they were to begin with. They chip it forward, taking the mark on the far wing. Be interesting to see the team talk of Jeremy Cheney, the Payneham coach, after half-time, what they can do to just have a bit more ball movement going forward, a bit more dangerous. That helps when you take a big mark like that. And he plays on quickly, which I think is the right thing to do, because they had a lead on. 2-on-1 though, they do well. The snap comes now with the left. towards the goal. Beautifully done, a much needed goal. A left foot step right in front of the scoreboard and finds a goal from almost out of nothing. They kicked it to a 2-on-1 situation inside the forward line. They did well to bring it to ground and a much needed goal there.
Much needed is an understatement for the highlight package of this game and for Payneham getting themselves back involved. We'll get that goal scorer to you shortly. But yeah, it was composed build up. There was a few groans, but that's what happens when you can just find a couple of marks.
Yep. They've been struggling for marks, I'd say.
And when you get it sort of 80 from home, if you can roll and find that one-on-one, it creates a bit of chaos, which is exactly what happened.
Max Barilla with that one, number 8.
Well done to Max Barilla.
Could be in the running for snag of the day. I'll write him down in case. Rostrevor win the free kick now, so wouldn't want to concede immediately after finally getting goal.
Murati kicks it to the edge of 50. Tranfer wants a free kick. Play on, says the umpire. Good tackle by Baldwin on the Payneham player coming to mop that one up. Just under a minute to go now in this second quarter. Do Rostrevor have an immediate response or do Payneham have a late one of their own? Umpire's found a free for blocking, so it's going to be Rostrevor's ball. And I dare say this will be pumped long and strong. It does not. It comes inboard right onto the centre circle. DeMatteis, can he find a lead? Good body work, just failed to take the mark. Mopping up well and taking that one out of bounds. To kill these last few seconds does the Payneham defender. Wakeland to take the forward 50 stoppage for Rostrevor against Greaves. He takes it out of the ruck, gets a handball. Only as far as Wagner though, who's last man. Giannini, McKenzie. Nice looking ball outside of defence. I think the umpire's found a free. Payneham players are flooding back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I missed that one. Rahui must have just slipped the tackle high.
Yeah.
And it's with Bradford.
Oh.
Bradford kicked the first goal of this second quarter. I dare say this is beyond his range.
He's going to have to kick it from like 65. He wants to have a go anyway, why not?
Loads up with the torp, but it's going to go out in the full. And that is half time.
2-4-16 plays 4-3-27. 11-point lead for Rostrevor. Could have been more. I think they probably had the possession and they had a lot more inside 50s, but 11 points, I'll take that at half time as they look to progress in their first game back in Division 1 for the Rocks. Both coaches will have a bit to say, I think. Jeremy Cheney for Payneham and Damien Booth for Rostrevor. But thanks for sticking by. Stick around for the second half, a big second half coming up of action here in the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to BRT Excavations. We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back. About to start the third quarter of this clash between Payneham and Rostrevor. Thanks to Archie's, our matchday sponsor. Of course, this is a BTR Excavations Division 1 clash, sponsoring the Division 1 competition this year in the Adelaide Footy League. Myself, Jack Banwell and Jad Gosson taking you through the second half. The home side find themselves 11 points down at the half-time break, 2-4-16, trailing 4-3-27, the newly promoted Rostrevor. Looking to assert themselves early on in Div 1. What did you see in that first half there, Jad?
Yeah, I was impressed by Rostrevor, coming out here in the higher division. They didn't look too nervous, or they were composed. They had the skills like that we see there from, of course, transfer and finds the target. So yeah, that's basically all we saw, especially in the second quarter early. They were all over him, plenty of inside 50s, and a little bit cleaner, and like you mentioned, getting their hands to the footy first. And because of that, they've had shots on goal, and they get another shot now.
Certainly well called. It's with Baldwin now. He's permanently signed for Rostrevor for 2025. He'll kick from about 48. It's not going to make the distance. Payneham have plenty of players, but Rostrevor get there first. Transfer, he'll work onto his left, gets a snap away. Marked on the line. Mackenzie. Goes to Roberts. Liked his first half, he was pretty good. Finds its way to Houston. Now they get the switch. Sanzo. They work it to this outer side. Coming board, not quite on his own. Rolling through the middle of the wing there's Matt Haynes. Goes long down the line. Butterworth getting across. Rostrevor Ruckman brings it to ground. Morris. Clean hands again. Just missed the target that time. Rostrevor can repel. Good tackle, Catalano. Just took a little bit off that kick. Rostrevor have representation though. Transfer. Jeez, he's got explosive leg speed. Kemp now. Can he find Wakeland? He opts not to mark it, but he's got plenty of time to make amends. Baldwin steadies and kicks a goal, but I think Wakeland's given away a free kick.
Yeah. Wow, big call.
And the Payneham B's and C's in that pocket there, getting stuck into him. He's been throwing his weight around a bit today, Wakeland, and Roberts will repel.
Yeah, unlucky there. A little bit too keen to get the ball to Baldwin, gives away a free kick, and now another free kick given away, this time in favour of Trevor. Dimitrius to look for a inside 50. He goes long into the 50 now. Flying, Finn front. Is that man Wakeland, I believe?
Finn is flying.
Flying Finn with a beautiful mark, took front position, not afraid to put his body on the line as we've been saying, and on that time it's in a positive sense when he takes a beautiful mark.
He's got his hands to heaps of contests, but that's the first one that's really been able to stick, and hopefully he can put it through. And I'm sure he'll give it back to the fans that are giving him plenty in that pocket.
Perfectly set up for the narrative here, kicks the goal and looks to the fans to his right, but first he has to finish off and execute the skill. He's going to have to kick it from about 45 metres. Coming in now, starts right, stays right the whole way through. It is behind, and again that pocket giving to him, but it's only just behind. First score of the half. Go on the way, Rostrevor, but only the 1 point, adding to the scoreboard. They go long again, Payneham. They take a good mark this time. It's been Bauer, one of the better players this afternoon. For Payneham, quickly spins around and kicks it long. Nicely done to be in the front position, but doesn't take the mark. And now Payneham have a chance to make advantage of that with the kick. Umpire sprints to his left, and it does go to the umpire's left of in the behind zone. So it's going to be another 1 point added to the scoreboard, the Kirin Hayakatsu scoreboard. And yeah, end-to-end football from Payneham. We haven't seen too much of that. They want to do more of that. I think that could be a good avenue for them to score.
Certainly. Unfortunately for the Kiran Hayaketsu scoreboard, who hasn't had much of a workout today, hopefully that changes in the second half as this game opens up a bit, which it looks like it has a little bit in this third quarter. Kemp, he's got the sit. Mackenzie used his body well there to make sure he couldn't fly. And he jumps on top of Kemp. And the umpire will have it just inside the boundary line. I almost thought Kemp was going to take a hanger there. He had the sit. Wharton coming through, held without it. And Houston gives away a free. He can go back, he can go short, and he's missed that kick though. Mackenzie should chop it off, couldn't take the mark. Rahui, Houston, they got in each other's way. Rahui gets it again.
Clean.
He's sat upon transfer. Good tackle, force the turnover now. It's with Shoot. Goes down the line, hugs the boundary line and finds Stepic. He's got Wakeland in a one-on-one. Kemp sprinting hard forward also, comes to ground. Wagner now has time, goes straight down the eye, diddle. Houston should honour Morris, he doesn't. He goes with a kick. Catalano probably being held, and he wins a free. Bauer takes advantage, kicks it to no one. Will it bounce through? And it's rushed through. The fans don't like it, but you are allowed to do that in this comp. He relieves all the pressure, and that adds one to the tally. 10 points the margin now on that Kiran Hayaketsu scoreboard.
2 goals, 6 behinds for Payneham. I think probably about 50% or more of them have been rush behinds, but still need to try and find it through the big sticks a bit more often.
And that's probably just a couple of times in the last 2 passages they've gone inside 50.
Yep.
Bauer maybe could have just lowered his eyes and found someone else, but he just went long and strong. Couldn't find anyone.
Exactly. Hoping for a good bounce, which with these footies is not always going to occur. Free kick. Going the way of Patrick Dawson. He finds a good kick. Swanberry. And again, the kicking's been nice, just to the advantage of Steppage. Damon Steppage this time. And now to the top of the 50-metre arc, about 60 from home.
Work this well.
They've just gone around the arc, and now they find something they like inside. Great kick and great running there by transfer. I like how they've worked around the arc, looking for people in better positions, and then once they saw something they enjoyed, pounced on that opportunity. And now transfer, the new signing. Captain of Nord Reserve Premiership winning team last season. Definitely brings a lot of experience as well as quality to this promoted Rostrevor team. Has a few shots a goal. This one looking to be his first goal of the afternoon with the left foot. Oh, not a very good kick at all. To the left, out to the full post. Sneaks in for a point. Nearly out in the full, but transfer's had some chances, just hasn't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard with a 6-pointer yet. He'll keep trying though, you know how he is. They have an opportunity here to try and put some pressure on. It kicks it to a 2-on-1 Payneham. A few groans from the crowd about that, just the wrong decision making time and time again, and that was a big push in the back. I think it was quite an obvious free kick. Ate some grass on the way down. It's going to be Boxer looking to punch a hole in the defence of Payneham with this kick. To a pack, transfers there, using his strength, wrapped up for a behind, for a stoppage. Bit of abuse, I think.
Don't know about that one. Just a little bit of argy-bargy, let it go. As long as it doesn't get too serious. That's a nice ball, he finds an eye. Mackenzie's probably in the high 20s, I would say, for the afternoon. He's had a stack of it. Hugs the boundary line, and that's going to, if they don't touch it, that's going to be a free kick, I think. They're trying to claim that they touched it, but I don't think they touched it. They touched it. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. Must be a good salesman. Butterworth and Greaves lock horns once again. Butterworth wins that one down. In pursuit, Giannini. Pressured over the line by Murata. Murata was the late in this morning, and I think he's done a pretty good job.
Very handy, yep. He's done a lot right.
Another repeat stoppage now.
Oh.
And we're going to have another repeat stoppage.
Punched it toward the boundary line. Not making our job easy, but Rostrevor will take this. They've definitely done well to work themselves out of this situation before. Buttersworth again in front. Nice tap down. Could be in the running for the votes today. Good snap around Lanzoni. Just trying to get to the end of it. And a nice gang tackle. Causes the ball up. The umpire to sort them out. 10.5 minutes played in this third quarter. Rostrevor looking for a mark down the field, right in front. Not too much pressure there from the defence. Just kind of let Steppage do whatever he wants. He's able to spin around, looking for Wakeland. Again, trying to be physical. Does well to get the ball. Gets tackled, but holds his strength well. The tackle not good enough to stop him from getting the handball away. And now it's going to be transfer, trying to get to the end of it. Big tackle from behind, fairly, says the umpire.
Harvey.
Not quite.
Wow.
He thought about it for a while, thought he was going to get away with it, but it is holding the ball. Plus an extra 25 for tripping him up as he tried to stand up. So transfer maybe just getting a bit frustrated there, but can't be doing that. And now Payneham look to progress. But nicely set up again behind the ball. And good work there to try and get it out. Spins around is Wagner. Not Wagner, sorry. Now finding Nye. One more kick to get into the 50. Has a chance. He goes there in the end, but just falls short the kick. Again, just the accuracy with their kicking has not been good enough, and they had an opportunity there. Earlier they could have lowered the eyes. This time the kick is not long enough to cause the mark. And again, just causes a stoppage, and Rostrevor will take this.
Goes long. Does Houston. In the hole, though, is Darcy Best. He switches now. He's got Butcher. Should play on. Forced to retreat. Viney does well to corral. But Butcher can escape him and go long. With the fly! And it's sat there. Boxer. It was on the third attempt, but it found him. He plays on with the hands to shoot. Lanzoni now, he's got time if he can get it. To steady, gets a handball out. Wakeland's run forward. He's got a handball on. Baldwin with the check side! What a finish, Bo Baldwin! What an excellent passage of play there by Rostrevor. Kept forcing it forward. A hanger and a jag meatworks all in the one play. You don't get that too often. And that extends the margin to 17 points. 13 minutes gone here on the Kiran Hayaketsu scoreboard.
Yeah, Bukoda, I think that is going to take some beating for the Snag Meatworks. Goal of the day. Get ready for a 1 kilo of sausages, I reckon, for Baldwin.
He's going to be hosting the barbecue this week, I think.
You never know, there could be a goal more crazy than that, but I think it's going to take some beating. But yeah, greatly called there by you, Jack. Just progressed up the field any means necessary. Took a huge hanger, and because of that, able to go up and get that goal. Again, they're going forward, Rostrevor. That time to nobody in particular. Morris with the glove. Just trying to get on the wing, but again, a bit of frustration from the crowd as he just kicks it to no one in particular. And it's been a bit of a theme for Payneham. Not hitting their targets, not really aiming for anyone specifically. They're trying to go forward now, nothing's on. Goes backwards, but still doesn't quite get a mark he's looking for. Now they finally find
about 9 metres.
Uncontested mark, yeah, a bit of a short kick for sure. And again, just can't get it to where they want it to go. Making it difficult for themselves to go forward, and then they just end up kicking it inside 50 with no direction. And just hitting and hoping. And when you do that, and the Rostrevor defence have been disciplined as they are right now, they are able to rebound it, give the don't argue, pick it up cleanly off the floor, and then the kick forward gives it out. Mackenzie looking to go to Klenig. And now a high and long kick just to a pack of players. Nearly takes the spectacular mark. Payneham now looking for the goal. Snaps around onto the right. Nicely smothered there. Was Bauer's kick. And now the umpire says he'll have to come in and sort it out. A big tackle. Almost a bit dangerous, but the umpire says he'll bowl it up.
Bauer, Wakeland. Doesn't go too far. Rocks one ball. Not going to get it. There was another opportunity there with that switch moments ago to find a chest, but another long bomb. Luckily, the scoreboard hasn't ticked over too much. They're still in this game, Payneham. They'll need to clean a few things up, though, if it's going to turn. Stepic now. Good spoil, Durack. Butcher. Clever handball. Stepic. Through 5. He gets a handball out. Baldwin. Rahui gets the 1-2. Has time. Can he find a mark now? Wakeland in the hole. Catalano pushed him out of it. Wakeland in the hole. Earned the free kick. No surprises that the smaller man pushes the bigger bloke in the back. Rahui, can he get a spoil in? Butcher holds strong. That's a nice lower of the eyes there to find Kemp. And once again, they exit D50 with a little bit of ease. Greaves in the hole though. Does really well, and he got collected late for his troubles. His teammate there to stick up for him. Greaves now just slows it down. Haynes, he's got another one on short. Wagner, sorry. Goes to Giannini. He's got Viney on a short one. He honours that. Fans want middle. Fans want him to switch. Think he's going to go long. It's all one-on-ones, and now Wakeland across with the one hand. Forces it to ground. Morris, he's jumped on straight away. And the frustration grows here at Payneham Oval.
2-6-18 plays 5-5-35. 17 minutes played in this third quarter. And yeah, the frustration definitely growing. You can hear the fans, they are not happy with what they're seeing, and fair enough, I'd say, from a Payneham perspective. Haven't scored yet in this quarter. Only the one goal to Rostrevor, but being a bit more dominant around the field, had the more chances as well. Another stoppage after the throw-in.
Rostrevor's pressure's also been pretty elite, I reckon. Yep. Morris could have easily streamed out there, but Rocks have been very diligent defensively. Now they get a chance to clear a one-on-one. Boxer outbodies his opponent. Can he take it cleanly? He doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Greaves has time now to pressure him. He gets a soccer.
Still in. Oh.
And Boxer dives all over it to ensure that it's not a free for last touch.
Just those 1%ers, you see the bench clapping because he dived at it and stopped and caused the throw-in. Just those
almost like a rugby try, where he dove over the end zone.
Oh.
Can Rostrevor land a sucker punch here? 19 minutes gone. Greaves wins it down. Only as far as Wharton, and that goes through for a minor. An even Steven, 3 goals, the margin now. Mackenzie will bring this one back in for Payneham.
Mackenzie finds a target like he always does. To Morris, he's been very busy this afternoon for Payneham, probably one of their best. And that kick finds its target, just couldn't take the mark, but he has teammates to help him out. And right in front of the old scoreboard there, Payneham progressed it up the field again. Just to nobody in particular. I keep saying that, but they keep kicking it just to the general direction of black and white shirts, and it's always going to get cut off with the discipline of the Rostrevor defence this afternoon. They're going to try again. This time they have a chance to mark it nicely. They have a player out if they can get there. Takes a bit too long to get to him, and that option gets snuffed out. They do well to go up the field with some short kicking, but again, Rostrevor will take this. Nothing too dangerous so far. Bit of a switch through the middle of the ground. Finds Mackenzie, someone you'd want in his hands on the footy. Beautiful kick. Bit of a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 almost, and gives away a free kick. And the extra 25 penalty because he kicked it after the whistle. And it was quite obvious after the whistle there. Bit of a gap between the whistle and the kick. So the umpire says the 25 penalty. It's going to be Rostrevor now, just in the middle of the ground. Finds Murata. Was named as emergency. Came in this morning. He's been very good. Definitely held his own and putting his hand up to try and stay in this team going forward. And then a big tackle from Rostrevor. The bench wanting holding the ball. It's going to be a stoppage. About 20 metres from the 50-metre line for Rostrevor's attack.
Nice tackle there by Bradford. Butterworth, Wharton streaming through. Has time for a bounce. Has time to steady. Centering ball. Finds Boxer. Sensational play there from the best on ground in the grand final last year, James Wharton.
Unreal speed to just break out of that contest. Wow. And that kick.
Red time goals are so critical. They hurt when they go against you, and they're so super satisfying when they go your way. He makes a little mistake there, keeps Payneham in it. 19 points the margin now. Mackenzie straight down the middle, put Morris under a heap of pressure. With time to steady, he's kicked it straight up the chimney, has shoot. Does it find a mark? Transfer off hands. It's going to bounce. Soccer. Oh, that would have been something miraculous there. And with 22 minutes gone, Payneham desperately need a goal before the three-quarter time siren.
Payneham should know there's not too much longer left in this quarter. They've got to go for it. They're lucky that Rostrevor only scored one goal this quarter. Could have been much worse for them. Still a 3-goal margin, or just over now.
1-5 now for Rostrevor in this quarter.
Yeah, good spot. Definitely a few too many behinds, but just shows their dominance on the scoreboard. Could have been worse, and they'll have to take that into the three-quarter time break, Athelson, and just have that as a bit of a positive as to how they can get back into this one. They have the experience, they have the players. Obviously, a lot of new players, so the chemistry won't be fully there, but they can definitely pull this one out, so stick around. Payneham now, just with a hidden hope again forward, and it's going to go out for another stoppage. The umpire will throw this one in. Just on the far wing, in front of the hill over there. Perfect day for footy. Good crowd here at Payneham. Oval, the home crowd not too happy with what they're seeing so far. And Rostrevor are keen to just kill as much time as they can. Don't let Payneham get a final goal, the final goal of the quarter. Keep that 3-goal buffer going into three-quarter time. The ball goes towards the 50-metre line now.
Great spoil.
Yeah, great spoil. Great courage to fly in and just punch it over the line. It's not long left. They're going to see if they can have a final swing at it here.
The local derby certainly living up to the billing. Tight contested game, as all derbies are. Can they find a bit of magic here with Rahui? Gets a handball out. Only to the boundary line though. Be another throw in. about 45 from home for Payneham. 24 minutes gone, 20 points the margin. In desperate need of a goal. Haven't kicked one this quarter. Just one apiece in each of the first 2 quarters. Here's their opportunity, perhaps. To no one, but that's a hat kick. And he's kept it in. I thought he would have let that go. I think if he let that go, they would have had a shot on goal, but he grabbed it and it's now a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, good point. Only 1 goal this quarter.
Yeah, Wagner and Barilla are the only 2 goal scorers for Payneham in this game. Wagner's taking the ruck contest against Butterworth. Taps it down to Bauer. Bauer, head under it. He sits on it. Rocks one ball. And they're going to get it. Bauer's had a little bit of a dirty day for his debut for Payneham. Done some good things. But hasn't quite been able to hit the scoreboard as he would have liked and as he so often did in his last couple of seasons out in the Country League. That is the 3/4 time siren. 2 goals, 6-18. The home side trail by 20 points in the local derby to Rostrevor Old Collegiates. 5-8-38. Goal kickers, Wagner and Barilla with 1 for the home side. Best, Denis Driansky, Lucas Stepik, Bradford and Baldwin with that marvellous check side that we saw at around the 13-minute mark for Rostrevor. They take all the ascendancy and all the control of this game into 3/4 time. From myself and Jad, we'll be back after these key messages for the final quarter down here at Payneham Oval.
about to get back underway for the fourth quarter here at Payneham Oval. 20-point the margin for Rostrevor, trying to get their first win on the board in round 1 after being promoted as premiers of Division 2. Payneham, if they have anything to say about it, will not want that to happen. They have to be better in this fourth quarter to stop that happening. Preliminary finalists last year, looking to go one better this season. But that kick won't help. Straight down the guts and straight to the spare man in defence. They've had a good disciplined defence all game, Rostrevor, and that's a good example of it there. Payneham will need to push hard. They'll need to get on the scoreboard. Only 2 goals so far this game. They're going to have to get at least 3 and a few behinds to even catch up. 4 goals for the lead, so it's going to take a mighty effort. But if they could just try and make this game less congested, open up the space, use their legs and run more, it's definitely still possible. As we look at them getting the quick kick forward, Wagner can't get to the end of it. The pressure from Rostrevor is still good. They find a way out the back though with the handballs. Looking to get a quick kick away if they can. Again involved is Bauer. Finds its way round the back to the pocket. The centering kick, again, just falls short. That's been a bit of a theme today. And Rostrevor get the numbers around the ball and look to really get it out of there, get it out of the danger zone and kick it as far and long as they can. And that actually works out well for them as they find a one-on-one up the field. Good courage running back from the flight. Doesn't take the mark. Now Wakeland with a snap from about 50, hoping for a lucky bounce, and just goes for a behind. From one end to the other, it's a behind to Rostrevor.
The counter-attacking from defence has been very impressive today, Rostrevor. They've been able to take it from defence to offence in a flash. Wakeland again providing some pressure. Affects that kick only as far as Butterworth. Good tackle, Giannini. Sorry, that was Barilla laying a nice tackle there. Greaves, he's had a tough day against Butterworth. He's been good. Butterworth's also been very impressive as well around the ground. The theme continues, repeat stoppage after repeat stoppage. Can a team clear? The 2 Norwood boys, Morris and Tramfer, jumping on each other. And Butterworth sits on Greaves. Butterworth just takes his time getting the ball back to the umpire, having an extra little bit of breath. And the umpire's found a free for Tramfer on Morris. He's got Kemp leading to the pocket in his direction. Good spoil there by Max Wagner. With time, Lanzoni goes deep. Stepic underneath it. All on his own is Bradford, and that's his second of the game. And that's a killer blow. Payneham are going to need 5 goals if they're to rectify this result. But Rostrevor look like they are storming away with a victory here in round 1.
The first player to kick multiple goals, Thomas Bradford, with his second. And yeah, just another nice play there. Wins a free kick and goes up the field in a deliberate fashion. Finds a player in a dangerous position in the forward line and a beautiful finish. That almost sums up this game for both teams. As Rostrevor take that one step closer to getting all the points today. I'm sure they'll be very happy with their performance so far. They need to finish it off, of course, but 45-18, they'll be happy with that. As they look to go forward again, a great tackle. Jumped on him and rolled him around like a crocodile. Causes the stoppage, but could have been worse than that. And a free kick on Rostrevor. Buttersworth taking out the ruck contest unfairly. Steps around his opponent beautifully as Wharton to the goal square. Wakeland's there again. Good defence, doesn't let him mark it. Concedes the behind. Keeps the Kieran Hayaketsu scoreboard ticking over. Trying to kick it out, goes as far as Max Wagner. He's thinking about the switch, so goes backwards to Mackenzie. Finds Houston. And now it's the other Wagner getting involved. But his kick is very not happy. The crowd are not very happy with that kick. Straight to transfer, and a big fly again by the flying Finn. Couldn't quite take it on that occasion, but doesn't give away the free kick, so it's good for his players to help out and cause a stoppage in the pocket for Rostrevor.
28 points the margin. Can Rostrevor just about put this game to bed here with another one early in this last quarter? Umpire circling, ball bobbling around, it's come out. Kemp. Another stoppage deep inside Rostrevor's 50. As we've seen today, Rostrevor setting up excellently behind the play. They've got another spare, so it's going to be hard for Payneham to repel. It's in the nigh direction, and that's a good mark by Butcher over the top. He's got the flying Finn in the goal square. He's telling the umpire he might want to have a shot.
Wow.
The umpire's pulled him round. I think this will just be popped to the top of the square. And it is. Can Wakeland fly? He gets there all on his own. He lost his opponent. And he took the mark uncontested. Top of the goal square.
By himself in that dangerous position for a player who likes to take a mark. You can't be doing that if you want to get back into this one.
I've put this one down. He can't miss, surely.
Surely. Flying Finn. He's been looking for a goal all game.
He has been. He's been circling. 40 goals last year, Finn Wakeland. This for his first. And he buries it. Makes no mistake. And that is 32 points the margin now. 34 points the margin on the Kiran Hayaketsu scoreboard. 7 minutes gone. And to be honest, Jad, it could have been a little bit worse. 7 goals, 10 for Rostrevor.
Yeah.
And some of Paynham's behinds have been rushed as well. So
I think this game would have been. I think this is a bit of an upset going into this game. But as the game's progressed, it's almost looked like a formality that they'll kick away and win this one. But I think we've got to take a moment and just appreciate Rostrevor. They've been very impressive this afternoon. Payneham with a bit of work to do. Not just in this game, but going forward. We'll pull up their fixture, see who they got next. But it's going to be a very interesting match going forward for sure. Salisbury North next week, so the other promoted team on Anzac Day. They're going to be keen to rectify this match when they go to versus another promoted team.
Butterworth unopposed in the ruck that time, only as far as Sanzo, Morris, Mackenzie, nice handball, Giannini has time to steady, has time to stroll to 48. Eye for goal, he's not going to make the distance. I think if anything there is a bit of a breeze favouring the left of screen because quite a few kicks have been kicked long to the right and they've just hung up a little bit. Unfortunately couldn't make the distance with that one and Patrick Dawson takes a nice mark right on his goal line. Finds O'Malley. Dawson will get it back. Oh, that's a nice ball out of defence. And they're out now. If they can find a mark. Baldwin, can he get it forward? He can. Only as far as Giannini, though. They've got runners from the back now. Murata can go if he can get a handball. He does. And Wakeland's on his own inside 50 on the lead. There's not much Max Wagner can do when the ball's coming in like that. Low penetrating ball. And Wakeland is now reaping some of the rewards that he probably deserves. He's been competitive, more than competitive today. For his second in a matter of minutes, Finn Wakeland. If he can kick this, it'll put the game beyond any sort of doubt for Rostrevor. It's a pie, floating pie, and it's floating through for a behind. 35 points the margin now. Mackenzie to bring the ball back in for Payneham. He finds Viney.
Viney definitely been on the quieter side this match. Kicked 21 goals last year, Viney, but it looks like he's been a bit more in defence this afternoon. Smothered off the boot, tried to play on quick. And now it's Giannini in trouble. Does well to find a teammate though. And now they go forward, but again, they've got numbers back there. And just reads the play better, found the positioning in that defence. And because of that, they can bring it out. That time, not the best kick, so Payneham have a chance to get in, but a handball straight to the wrong colours. And now Rostrevor trying to go out, gets caught holding the ball, looks for the advantage, gets around the player, and now he's tackled holding the ball. One holding the ball, plays on quickly for the advantage, and then gets caught himself. And great tackling there by Murata. He's played well all game. Definitely, in my opinion, deserves to stay in the team, despite being a late in from the emergencies. Transfers free straight off the bench. They decided going against him, and it was the wrong decision. Bauer, who's worked hard all game, definitely been one of Paynham's best in my opinion. And now it's Mackenzie. Goes to the safe hands of Mackenzie, who does a nice kick to the leading player. Just couldn't take the mark, however. It looks like it's going to be a stoppage as they wrestle this one. Free kick. Free kick on the way of Paynham there. Not sure exactly for what, but Ansell's...
I think it was for holding the ball.
On the ball, okay. Bit of luck going the way of Paynham. They've needed that one. It's going to be Ansell having the shot. The left footer from about 40 metres out, straight in front. Will be their first goal since the second quarter if they can get this one. Coming in now with the kick. Straight over the umpire's head. Great finish by Ansell, and the crowd, a little bit of Bronx cheers, a bit of sarcastic cheering saying that they're going to come back, but you need to get a goal to make your way into it. It might be a little bit too late, but great finish by Ansell. "13 minutes played in this fourth quarter. 3-6-24 plays 7-11-53. I think back in the middle.
The two ruckmen having a spell. Wakelin and Bauer now taking the ruck. Tramfer lays it. Nice tackle. That's something Tramfer's game's built on. Averaged 5.5 for Norwood last year in the reserves. Strong inside bodied mid. Kick comes forward. Baldwin, nice take. Tramfer just slaps it to Kemp. Kemp kicks a snap forward. Bounces only as far as Morris, and he lowers his eyes nicely. They've needed more of that today. Bauer goes wide in the direction of Matty Nye. He's got Tom Wagner on the lead. He honours it, and he couldn't quite hold it. Just at his toes, he couldn't quite hold on. Mackenzie does well to get a spoil on Dinistriansky. It's kicked forward. Mackenzie will mop up. Viney. He was taken high as he had his head over the nut. Earns a free for his team. Goes short. Only as far as Isaac Hewson. And he misses his target with Mackenzie. And that was offhand, so that'll be a boundary throw-in. It's probably been the story of Paynham's day. Just haven't quite been able to find their targets when required. Rostrevor's pressure has been elite as well. I think it's forcing a lot of it. But yeah, just sometimes with those unopposed kicks like that, they haven't quite found their target, and it's put themselves under more pressure.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked about at the start of the game how the chemistry of all the new players, 11 new players I counted, so it's going to take time for Payneham Nord Union to really get that gel, get that chemistry together, but they still would be disappointed with this effort. I think they still got big names on there. Matty Dunn not playing a force, that's a big out. But with the new team coming in the division, Payneham Nord Union making the prelims last year, they would have hoped for a better start.
Yeah, some tipping Payneham to go all the way. Hasn't got off to the best start this afternoon, but luckily it is only round one, and there is plenty of time for them to make amends.
Yes.
As for Rostrevor, they couldn't be more happier with how they've started their season, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And as we mentioned, Salisbury North next week. We'll see how they get on this week, but that's a game probably they fancy themselves winning Payneham. So just got to go back to the basics, have a few big training sessions during the week, and come out and prove that this was just some teething issues.
Mackenzie with a nice ball there to Isaac Hewson. I think he's been one that when he's had the ball in hand, he's looked more polished. Found most of his targets. He signs from Border Districts. Come across with Mackenzie Bauer, 37 goals in the last 2 seasons. He's had experience in the Adelaide Footy League before, winning a Div 1 premiership with Teacher Gully in 2020. So he's going to kick from just inside 50. Looks nice off the boot, but I think he's pushed it to the near side. That'll be through for a minor. 3 goals, 7 now, 25. Trailing 7-11, 53. 17 minutes gone. Nearly ticking into red time on the Kieran Hayakatsu scoreboard in this last quarter.
Rostrevor deep in the defence, bring it out. Finding targets like that all day. Swanbury thinks about the switch, instead just chips it forward. Just the required distance. See something he likes up forward. Goes long down the line. Finn Wakelin again wrestling for the ball there. Just couldn't get it. Great tackle from transfer. Could have been on the ball. In the end, they're going to bring it back for a free kick on to Payneham, in fact. Plus an extra 25 because he kicked the ball after the siren. I think he thought it was his free kick, so tried to play on advantage. Instead, it's going to be a 25-metre going the other way. Kicks into the pocket. Payneham have a chance now to have a shot from the boundary line. Hits the post. That would have been up there for one of the goals of the day. Great kick.
I think Baldwin's got the kilo pack of snags in his back pocket.
It's going to be hard to beat. That's for sure. Can't wait to go back and check that one out on the stream. And if you're not watching, I'd write it down. I think it's about the 12th minute mark of the third quarter if you want to go back and I'll have a look at that one after the stream. Great goal. And there's a good specky just 30 seconds before as well. Now Payneham looking for a quick kick away. A lot of congestion. A lot of players in that corner of the ground. Not letting it go out. The umpire's going to have to try and sort it out. He's been trying to sort it out all match with these stoppages. Looking for a kick here. Maybe caught high. Holding the ball instead. It's going to go the way of Rostrevor. Another 25. They're being quick with the 25s. I think there's probably 6 or maybe 6 of them that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, very whistle happy with the 25s today. The umps. That one's over Baldwin's head. Bauer does well. Doesn't quite find Giannini. And it's going to be mopped up by Dimateus. He finds a teammate, and they just want Wharton and Butterworth down on the boundary line. Wharton screaming out control, so they just want to control the ball and absolutely kill this game. Goes long down the line, great spoil. Only as far as Roberts though for Payneham, and that's a bouncing ball over his teammate's head. Nice hands below his knees. That time though, missed his target. Ball in dispute, good hands. Can they find a clean one? Not quite. Shoot. Oh, this is a messy period of play. Good pick up there by Roberts. Great tackle by Jet Boxer. And the umpire will have it for another stoppage. And that one's just going to trickle out of play for another boundary throw in as we tick into red time here on the Kieran Hayaketsu scoreboard. Bauer now, and Boxer in the ruck. Boxer playing for a free, and the umpire is saying it's going Paynham's way, even though Boxer's the one who's ended up on the ground. Bauer now, he looks up and all he sees is a 2-on-1 and he kicks it straight there. Wakeland brings it to ground. Good tackle, Wakeland ends up with it, kicks a torpedo out of defence, only as far as Brad McKenzie. He comes in board, Mac Haynes should switch and he does. Durack, he's had a good day down in defence. He's won his one-on-ones. Crawford Sanderson, only as far as Kemp though.
Oh.
It's gone over his head though, through his fingers. Well tackled there was Barilla, and the umpire will have it for a boundary throw in a ball up. 45 from Payneham home, 22 minutes gone.
Tap down by Wakeland. Been good in the forward line, helping out defence now. Goes in the ruck when he's needed as well. Very handy player, utility player. Payneham go long to the goal square. In front, just couldn't take the mark. And now looking for a quick kick towards the goal. Again, the pressure and the commitment from Rostrevor just to get their body on the line. Jump on top of it, but in a way that causes stoppages. It's been a tactic they've used all match and has helped them be in front. Great defence from Rostrevor. I think that's been the most surprising thing. We knew how good they are in the midfield with some of their big names, Transfer and Wharton, etc. But their defence has been very strong and very disciplined, I'd say. Haven't given away too many that they should, only conceding 3 goals so far. It's been a low-scoring game in general. 3 goals plays 7, but still, to keep him to 3 goals is impressive. A team that scored plenty of goals last season, as we know.
Just on your defence there as well, they're kicking off. They're picking up where they left off last year. Rostrevor only conceding 50 points per game against. They've only conceded 26 today. So,
yep.
Damien Boots will be very happy that what he implemented in Div 2 can work in Div 1, and
exactly.
There's plenty of positives to take out of this one for Rostrevor. Yeah, Viney takes a good mark on the lead. I think that was Bauer who put that ball just where a key forward where they would like it.
Yep.
And Viney takes a nice mark, and hopefully he can get on the score sheet for his troubles. From 48.
On the siren.
It's gone through. So the umpire is going to signal a goal.
A goal on the siren would have been much more dramatic if the game was a bit closer, but it is Rostrevor who come away with the 4 points here. Well done to them. As we mentioned a few times, first game back in the division after getting promoted from Div 2. And their game style, their defence, as you mentioned, has all stood up in this higher division, and a great effort and a great showing by them. As for Payneham, the home team today, they won't be too happy with that performance, I think. Not quite as clean and not as good kicking as they would have hoped in terms of kicking around the field, finding targets, getting their teammates in good positions, but it's only round 1 and still a long way to go this season. They have a lot they can still work on and a lot they can fix, and they'll just be back next week on Anzac Day to try and make a better effort against Salisbury North.
back in 3 weeks against
not next
Salisbury
week,
North
sorry, yes.
on Anzac Day, down at the Nest in Salisbury North. It's always a hostile environment down there, and they'll be looking to make their mark in Division 1, Salisbury North coming up. And as for Rostrevor, well, they're at home against Glenunga in a few weeks' time with the 2-week break for Easter and gather round.
Yep.
They play Glenunga, who, as we know, were in the grand final last year and couldn't quite get the job done. But yeah, beautifully summed up there, Jad. We'll go through the goal scorers. Wagner, Barilla, Ansel and Viney on the siren. They're getting 1 apiece for Payneham. Best, Dinistriansky, Stepich with 1, Wakeland with 1, Baldwin with that Jag Meatworks snag of the day. If you go back to the 13-minute mark of this replay, in the 3rd quarter, you'll see that beautiful check side from Baldwin, and Bradford finished with 2.
Yeah, great game of footy here in terms of a Rocks performance. We'll go back, we'll tally up who we think his best players are. Thanks to Archie's, we'll give him a pair of thongs, $50 voucher to the Gully Hotel as well. Check all that out on Between the Posts on Filming Footy as we go through and talk about the best players of the year. Quickly, once again, before we go, thanks again to all our sponsors: Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, High Five e-bike for the Player of the Year wins an e-bike.
Dartfish, Archie's, the best on ground today, will win a pair of Archie's. The Jag Meatworks, well, that's Bo Baldwin's. I think he's got the kilo of snags to cook up a barbie for the boys this week. And Kimberley Resorts, and from the Rostrevor faithful, getting around to the boys as they make their way in to sing the song. And I think that's it from myself, Jack Banwell and Jad Gosson down here at Payneham Oval. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all in 3 weeks for another Division 1 BTR Excavations Clash.